What's up, good people? Welcome back to another episode of Undrafted Views. We're here. We talk sports from the sidelines. And today we're going to talk about the Los Angeles Lakers and give our thoughts on their top three challenges. Let's get into it.
So the Los Angeles Lakers are 10 and 11 and sitting at the 8th spot in the Western Conference. Now, I'm telling you, if the play-in tournament started today, the Lakers would be in it. What is going on with them, and what do you see as the biggest challenge so far?
Who is running their offense?
Mm-hmm.
For me, who is it? Is it Westbrook? Is it LeBron? Should it be Rondo? I don't know. But somebody needs to take hold. I don't understand how they're able to play and not have clear roles defined. That's puzzling to me, and it's showing up in how they play. Now, I know that LeBron James has been out. You know, he suffered an injury. He got suspended. I get all of that. But Russell Westbrook was brought over in the event that LeBron James, for whatever reason, want to take a, injury management time or whatever happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is going? I don't understand their offense. I don't get it. And it's looking like they're not utilizing the younger players enough for me in their offense. Like, y'all old. It's old as in basketball years. It's okay. And you have experience, which is needed. But y'all got young players on that team that need to know what their role is so they can help with the offense. I just don't get it.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like a Frank Vogel problem to me. It sounds like, somebody needs to exercise some leadership and not LeBron James. This has to come from Frank Vogel. What I've seen, I think this is the biggest problem for me. Their offense is stagnant. Mm-hmm. All they do is stand around and wait for the ball. I don't see any cutting, any diving to the rim. I don't see any plays being ran. Like, what are they doing on offense? And that is also a Frank Vogel problem. Where are the X's and O's? What are we doing? Are we playing pickup ball? Like, what is this?
Can somebody please run across the front court? Can somebody please?
Yeah.
Can somebody please? Can y'all at least mirror what these great teams are doing, i.e. in the West, i.e. Suns and Warriors? Can y'all can y'all see what that looks like? Because this slow pace, set up every time. Every time you get the ball, you got to set up every time.
That's because they old. Yeah, you're talking about slow pace now. I think everybody knows Russell Westbrook goes a million miles a minute. This is not the kind of basketball that he's accustomed to. Hence why his turnovers are up. I think Russ gets bored in the offense. Sometimes I get bored watching the games, but I have a lot of faith in the big three, right? You got LeBron James, Anthony Davis, who is no slouch, who I think has not been playing up to his, top capability. And then you got Russell Westbrook, who they brought over. He's a $40 million man. I don't think Vogel is using him properly. I don't know if Russ needs to come off the bench with the younger dude so that he can run and they can fill the passing lanes. That's what Russ does. If you bring over Russell Westbrook, don't expect him to be playing in no boring, slow San Antonio Spurs type offense. This is the Los Angeles Lakers, and Russ likes to run and gun.
It is time for that to happen. And perhaps him coming, you mentioned, and I have that as a thought too, maybe he should be a part of the second unit. I'm just saying right now, whatever this first unit is, it is not conducive to his superpowers.
Yeah. The knock on Russell Westbrook has been that he's just trying to average another triple-double. We know he's a triple-double king. And he's been getting his triple-doubles. But, when you talk about the loss to the Sacramento Kings, he had an awesome triple-double, triple overtime. What I've learned from watching these last couple of games, I realize the Lakers are just not deep enough. They're not. Either that or Frank Vogel has no faith in his bench. There's no reason why old veterans like Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James, even Russell for that matter, should be playing almost 98% of a triple overtime game. No reason for that when you got THT, you had Austin Reeves, who was active, came back from his injury. You got Monk. Like, why are you not playing those guys? You're going to
I
wear
just don't
out your
understand it.
veterans in a 65-minute game? Really, Vogel? That cannot be the strategy.
But see, this is the thing about it. There is also a trigger for a leader to say, you know what? I don't have it right now. When LeBron James, your game changing 3-point shot didn't make it,
Twice.
overtime. I got it. Then in
Yeah.
the first overtime, you did it again and it didn't
Yeah.
go in. But when you drive to the basket, you can at least get the bucket and a foul. You didn't think that was something that, and y'all had Malik Monk who was knocking him down at the end of the game, like in the regulation,
Mm-hmm.
and you just didn't even utilize him.
At
This is
all.
the type of stuff I'm talking about. So then leads me to my next point. Frank Vogel, stand up. Come on. That's another challenge I'm facing. Like I need the Lakers to have a head coach that can say, I hear you, but we're gonna do it this way.
Mm-hmm.
Who gonna do that? That's the type of coach they need for the Lakers. I'm gonna need Frank Vogel. Frank Vogel, is he on a hot seat?
I would venture to say yes. I need Vogel to utilize. Okay, now Rajon Rondo was brought over. I think he's a great point man. Why not use him? You got Wayne Ellington on the perimeter. Kent Bazemore, who has totally just fell out of rotation. Not sure why. And you got Melo, who, I mean, Carmelo's old vet, but he's been hitting those 3-pointers. And then you need to decide. Frank Vogel needs to decide, okay, who is my center? Is it going to be DeAndre Jordan? Oh, is it going to be Dwight Howard? Or are we going to play AD at the 5? Like, I need him to stop switching it up. I know that's part of being flexible, but I think players need a designated role. I know I'm playing a 5 today. That switches my mindset if I'm playing a 5 versus the 4. Frank Vogel got to make that determination.
You got the nerve to have Dwight Howard on your roster and you didn't even utilize him?
Yeah, as great as he was for the Lakers on their championship run, it's unbelievable. I don't know what Vogel is doing. Yeah, he's on the hot seat.
Yeah. Challenge number 2, the coach. They got to get it together. Somebody needs to take ownership. Somebody needs to hold it down and say, this is how we're going to do it. And I agree with you. If you don't define roles, and they should be able to change, so the players should be flexible if they are able to manage those positions. But come on. Okay, it ain't working. Look at the defense is doing this. I'm going to put you in. Because I know you're good at that. Utilize these players' skills to their advantage.
Yeah, he's very rigid. Vogel's very rigid, and he does not like change. Most people don't like change, but we're talking about basketball. Like, we're talking about winning games, right? Lakers.
Yeah.
And another thing, too, we're talking about Dwight Howard and DeAndre, who can jump out of the roof, too. Why is their defense terrible? Like, it's non-existent. I've always said, if you guys check old videos, we both said LeBron don't get back on defense. But now I'm starting to see Anthony Davis, when he makes a key block, which he has been, he's averaging 2 blocks per game. He don't even run back. Like, there's no coast to coast. Those guys are just chilling in the backcourt. And that's unacceptable. That goes back to Frank Vogel. Why is he not yelling at them, get back? Nobody's challenging them. They need a type A plus personality to lead this team.
Which means that if Westbrook is bringing up the ball, it is going to be 3-on-5 because the other 2 are still in they're not there. So it's you can't have players that are not going to get back on defense when you got somebody as quick as Russell Westbrook bringing up the ball. You can't do it, and that's why he can't do it every play, because the older players don't want to get back as fast. Russell Westbrook don't need much setup. Got the ball, down the ball, I'm gonna drive it or I'm gonna pass it, right? Yeah, but if you're waiting for 2 other people to come to the front court, what are we gonna do?
I know. It's just not a good look. It's not a good look for Russ, even though right now he's played, fairly well. I don't think you can blame the Lakers' demise so far on Russell Westbrook. A lot of people are pointing the finger at him because they don't want to point the finger at LeBron James. They don't want to realize the fact that he's old. They don't want to, realize that AD is not playing to his fullest potential. But it's not Russ. Russ is not the problem. The problem is he cannot coexist right now with AD and LeBron. That's it.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
$40 million.
Mm-hmm.
Had they had thought about that roster a little bit more, then they could have just paid Alex Caruso and done something else
Ooh.
with the money, right? And Russell Westbrook doesn't have to waste his time with the Lakers today because they're not utilizing his superpowers to the Lakers' advantage. That's just what it
Yeah.
is.
That's too bad. I had high hopes for the Lakers. I thought they would be in the top three in the Western Conference. It's not looking that way. I mean, the way Golden State and the Phoenix Suns are playing, the Lakers can't even light a candle to them right now.
Are you see? When I
Mm-mm.
tell you that you think they was tired with the three overtime with the Kings, they're not going to even be able to last as the season progresses. They're going to be struggling trying to get through 3 quarters with them. The Suns and the
Yeah.
Warriors, fast as they play, and the way they
Yeah.
pass the ball, and you got the lackadaisical defense from the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
What y'all gonna do? It's
Nothing.
funny because I was reading something and Fox, I had to write this down because I thought it was one of the funniest quotes that came up. Darren Fox said, he said, we did not have fresh legs out there, but we had young legs.
There you go. That's what it came down to. Yeah,
Like,
it's true.
so him being able to make that statement leads me to believe that the players in the league are like, y'all, them Lakers can't. The young guns are saying, don't even worry about the Lakers. Don't even
Don't
worry
even
about
worry
them. They
about
too old. They
wear
too
them
old.
down. Yeah.
Wear them down. If you can get to a
Mm-hmm.
second overtime, you won the game.
And I tweeted it. I said, the longer this goes, the more it benefits the Sacramento Kings. And what do you know? It benefited them. The Lakers are tired. And then Vogel didn't have sense enough to say, let me sit down my old vets. Let me sit them down because they have an upcoming game against the Detroit Pistons. And they might need a little bit of rest because those Pistons gonna be coming hard. Vogel didn't. It didn't even dawn on him to do that.
But if it didn't dawn on him to do that, and you don't have players that will accept it, think about it. It is advantageous from a marketing and PR perspective to have LeBron James hit the game winner shot. Who wouldn't want that? What's also funny is that the discussions around the Kings win, if minimal, zero at best. When I went to the NBA app the next day after the Kings won, you know what the top story was? It wasn't the Lakers game, and it wasn't the Kings win. Had LeBron James had hit that shot even in overtime, do you not know how the top story on NBA.com would have been that? Y'all stop
That's a
it.
shame.
Miss me with the way you guys are communicating. I can't stand it when the NBA.com, ESPN.com, when they are biased in their reporting. Report the games. I don't care how y'all feel about it. Report the games. That is a three overtimes, 3 times. How you say it? 3 overtimes, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's not even a top story.
Yeah, triple overtime game. And
Thank you.
that's why Paul Pierce said at these networks, you got to talk about LeBron James. And he was against that. And you see what happened to him. So yes, they're gonna favor the LA Lakers. Even Alex Caruso was quoted saying he didn't realize how biased the media was until he started playing for a different team. He's like, they're gonna show all the Laker highlights. The Bulls are balling, but they talking about the Lakers instead. So hey.
Lakers in the win. They didn't find time to say the Kings did that. What was that? Buried. I had to scroll to get to it. It wasn't even one on the carousel.
Can we talk about Buddy Hield? And even more importantly, can we talk about Marvin Bagley III getting some minutes now under interim coach Gentry? Yes.
Can we talk about Buddy Hield? And can we talk about probably how Frank Vogel was sitting on the sideline, like why we didn't just bring him over?
See? Yeah.
Can we? You just, because that Buddy Hield, when I say he showed up in the clutch.
Yeah. And Bagley Marvin, too. Yeah.
Good for him and good for Alvin Gentry. No, I'm serious. Let me tell you, if them Kings start moving up in the standings,
wouldn't even be surprised. I've never been a fan of Luke Walton coaching anyway.
I mean, I wish you well. Like what? But no, they are. Hield was like, I don't care how you think you're about to contest this shot. Watch this.
Yeah, lethal,
And you know,
man.
Marvin Bagley's defense against LeBron was nothing to like blink at because he was
Telling
on
you.
it. Good for him.
Yeah, that was exciting to see. So let's get into the Lakers' next 5 games.
Yeah, so the Lakers' next 5 games, they play Detroit, they play the Kings again, Clippers, Boston, and Memphis.
Ooh.
Yeah. I have them going 3-2 for the next 5.
Okay.
3-2. And I say that because Ja will not be back. When Lakers play Memphis, I don't think Ja will be back. And Boston, I'm just not really certain what's going on with their offense right now. I think they've got some stuff they need to work out. Clippers, when is Kawhi coming back? Because Paul George can't carry it by himself. Kings, maybe they'll do it again. Detroit, itching for a win, almost like revenge win.
Yes.
I don't know. I just have 3-2.
I have them going 3-2 as well. I have the Lakers losing to the Pistons and losing to the Los Angeles Clippers because, you know, the crosstown rivalry. Actually, it's more like the same arena rivalry right now.
Yeah, right now.
So, without Ja, with the issues going on in Boston, and I think the Kings will give it to them again. So that's why I have them going 3-2.
Yeah. And I think any team can give it to them. Since Frank Vogel probably will not be adjusting his roster at any time, if these opposing teams speed up the pace, they're not going to be able to handle it.
Yeah, if Vogel is still the coach by then, I mean, I'm not even sure at this point.
Wow. We'll see about that.
Right. So look, drop down in the comments and let us know what you think about the Los Angeles Lakers. What are some of the challenges that you see that they're facing right now at the quarter mark of the season? And we'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching. But until then,
peace,
y'all.